Americans around the country remember the government shutdown last year, and members of Congress don't want a repeat of those events. Our Washington correspondent Basil John reports on why Congress and the administration are working well in advance to prevent it from happening.
The clock is ticking for Congress to prevent another government shutdown at the end of September.
There is, under no circumstance, any room for us to face a potential government shutdown again.
Virginia Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger says the proactive discussion between the House and the Trump administration is reassuring.
Certainly having those conversations before we are at the brink of a shutdown is incredibly important.
Both House Democrats and Republicans say last year's shutdown should never be repeated. Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Kelly.
I would be shocked if we reach September 30th and there's no agreement that's reached. I don't think it's to anybody's advantage to let that happen.
Both Spanberger and Kelly say a shutdown on top of the current pandemic would be too much for many Americans to handle.
To keep the roof over their head, to keep food on their table, and to be able to fund them in a way that they can still afford to raise their families without having to worry about losing their home.
Few things are worse than doubling the negative impact across our communities by risking a government shutdown.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and U.S. Secretary Steve Mnuchin are still in talks on a continuing resolution that avoids conflict. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.